Hi guys, so thank you for stopping by at my channel. This is Crafty Kim. If you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe and hit that like button and also leave a comment. So this is our day number 2 of our 12 days of Christmas, and I just wanted to show you what we are going to be working on today. So this is a cute table doily that I made for a friend for Christmas. Okay, and what we are going to be working on is the centerpiece today. Okay, so this is done with worsted weight yarn, and I get mine at Michael's. You can get it at Joann's, AC Moore, even online. And you are going to use the size hook that you feel comfortable with. I am just using a size 6'0", and this is a double-sided hook that I brought some ways ago, some long time way back, from AC Moore. So I don't know if they still sell these, but this is a 6'0". You could use a size G, you could use any size that you want. Just keep in mind that the larger the hook, definitely the larger the project, and the smaller the hook, smaller the stitches will be, and smaller the project. Okay, so we are going to start off with a magic circle, a magic ring, and you can find information on how to do that on YouTube, and this is just the way that I do mines. Chain 3, 1, 2, and 3. And in this magic ring, we are going to add a total of 12 double crochets. So that means that right now we are going to add 11 because our chain 3 counts as 1 stitch. So let's just do that. Just making sure I have the right size, the right side of my hook. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So now we are going to close our ring. Okay, and we are just going to do that by counting 3, 1, 2, 3, and in that third stitch we will make a slip stitch. Okay guys, and this is row 1. So now for row 2 we are going to chain up 2, 1, 2, and then we are going to add 3 more, 1, 2, 3, so a total of 5, and we are just going to make a double crochet in the next stitch. Okay, so this is the basic stitch pattern that we're going to do all the way around. We are going to separate each double crochet with a 3 chain space. So chain 3 and double crochet into the next stitch. Chain 3 and double crochet into the next stitch. Three and a double crochet. 1, 2, 3, and a double crochet. Okay, so I see you guys at the end of this row. Okay guys, so now I am down to the final part of this row, and what we are going to do is chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and we are going to count the third chain from here, 1, 2, 3, and we are going to slip stitch into that chain space. So now I'm sorry about the background noise, but my little one is humming along with the music. Um, so now to do the next row, okay, which is row 3, what we are going to do is chain up 2, 1 and 2, and that is our first, excuse me, sorry about the shaky camera, that is our first double crochet. In that same space we are going to add another double crochet. Okay, now chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and go into the next top of the double crochet and add 2 double crochets into that same space. Okay, oops, it can get a little tight in there, especially if you're like me, who I tend to put a lot of tension on my stitches, and sometimes it's just so tight. Okay, so that is going to be the pattern that we are going to repeat around. That is 2 double crochets, a space of 3 chains, 2 more double crochets, space of 3 chains. So I'll meet you when I get down to the end of this row. Okay, so now I am done with row 3. I did the last 2 double crochets. I'm back to our starting point. So what I'm going to do now is just chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and we are just going to slip stitch into the top of that previous double crochet. You can go in through the hole this way, or you can also go in through there, but I personally prefer to just go in through the chain space. So we already did round 1, round 2, round 3. Now we are going to do round 4. For round 4, what we are going to do is slip stitch in the center of the 2 double crochets. So let's just move our yarn into the center. Chain up 3, 1, 2, and 3. Okay, add another double crochet, and in between these 2 we have added 2 double crochets. Now we are going to chain 3, and in that same, in between those 2, we are going to add 2 more double crochets. Okay, in this one we don't need to add a spacer, or in other words chains in between. You can go directly into the next space and add the same amount of double crochets. So 1 and 2, and now we have a chain 3 in between. 1, 2, 3, add 2 more into that same space. Whoops. Okay, so I think you're starting to get the pattern that we're working on. 1 double crochet, 2 double crochets, 2 double crochet on this side, 2 double crochets on that side. So we will work this pattern all the way around. Go straight into your space in between the previous 2 double crochets, add 2, chain 3, add 2. So right now we are just going to go inside the previous double crochets and add 2, and then chain 3, and then add 2 more double crochets in that same chain space. Okay, so that is the pattern that we will work all the way around. So I see you when I get to the last double crochets that we need to work in. Now I am down to the last 2 double crochets that we need to work in. I am going to do that now. So inside the space I'm going to add my 2 double crochets, 1 and 2, chain 3, 1, 2, and 3. Whoops, 3 doesn't want to come through. And Now that whoops, a boo-boo there, hold on. Oh no, I'm right. So now I'm going to add 2 double crochets next into the same space. Okay, I'm getting a little too carried away here, hold on. Okie dokie, so now I did the 2 chain 3 and 2, and now I'm just going to slip stitch into the starter space, starting chain that we started with. 1 2 3. Okay, and that is how row 4 should be looking. 1 2 3 and 4. So now for row 5, and you could definitely leave it this small if you want to work around a smaller doily. Like for instance, I'm making these little peppermints that I haven't weaved in yet, and I'm thinking I might make this one like a peppermint candy cane doily. So you could make it as long as you want, as short as you want. I'm gonna go a few more rows. So if you want to go a few more rows with me, what you're going to need to do now is slip stitch in the next space that you have, 1 and then 2. We're trying to get our yarn to start from inside the hole, so slip stitch into there. Okay, and now what we are going to do is chain 3 2 3. And don't mind this. This is a scar that I have. It's still healing. I got cut through there, so my skin on there is taking long to heal. Add another double crochet. We have 2. Add 1 more. And 3. So now, as you can see the pattern that we were doing, 1 2 2 and 2. Now we are going to do 3 and 3. So we already added 3 double crochets. We're going to space them out with 3 chains and then add 3 more double crochets in the same space. Okay, let's do that again. Go into the next opening, add 3 double crochets, 2 and 3, space with 3 chains, a spacer with 3 chains, and then 3 more double crochets. Okay, so that is the pattern that we are going to work for this row all the way around. Is 3 double crochets, a chain 3 space, and 3 more double crochets. No space here. Work 3 double crochets into the next space, chain 3, 3 double crochets. So now at this point we would just work into the next hole with 3 double crochets, a chain of 3 for a spacer, and then 3 more double crochets. So I will meet you guys at the end of this row. Okay, so now I am down to the last space that we have to work in. I'm just gonna do those 3 double crochets in there. And now we are going to do our spacer of chains of 3, 1 2 3, and in that same space we're going to do 3 more double crochets in that same space. Okay, and now we're back to our beginning, and we're just going to slip stitch in the third, 1 2 and 3. Slip stitch right in there. So now we are done with that row, and we are going to move on to the next row. So for that, what we are going to do is slip stitch our way into the center hole. So we're going to slip stitch once, twice, and a third time. So 3 times we slip stitch our way into the center hole, chain up 3, 1 2 and 3, and now we are going to go to 4 on one side, 3 chain spacer, and then 4 on the other side. So we did our chain 3, which counts at 1. Now we have to add 3 more. So that's 2, 3, and 4. Spacer of 3 chains, and add 4 more in that same space. Okay, so this is our basic pattern that we are going to be working on for this row. The previous row we did 3. Now for this row it is 4. Okay, so for this one you can add a chain 1 as a spacer if you choose, or you can add a chain 2. I prefer personally to add a chain 2, so I'm gonna do that. 1 and 2, and then work into the next hole 4 double crochets. And 4, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and in that same space work 4 more double crochets. Now chain 2, 1 and 2, and work into the next hole, the same pattern. Okay guys, so I am going to continue, and I'll meet you back when I get to the final row that we have to work into. So don't forget, it is double crochet 4, chain space of 3, double crochet 4, chain space of 2, double crochet 4, 3, 4, 2. Okay, thank you. See you in the next part. Guys, so I am down to the last space that we have to work in. I'm going to add the double crochets that I need to add in this space, which is 4, okay, 3 and 4, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and add 4 double crochets in that same space. Okay, now we're back to our beginning. We're just going to chain 2, 1 and 2, and slip stitch into our work. Okay, so in the other one that I showed you at the beginning of this tutorial, I made 2 extra rows to make it a bit more larger. But for this one, I am going to leave it up to here. I don't want it to be too big because not everyone has a very large dining table. So I am going to stop it here, and if you want, you can continue with another row. If you choose to continue, you would just slip stitch your way to the center loop, chain up 3, and from 4 you would go 5, chain 3, 5, chain 3, 5, chain 3, 5, and chain 3, and it will go like that, and so forth, so forth. And then the next row will be 6 and 7. So you can make this even into a blanket if you choose, a throw rug for your what do you call that, a throw blanket for your sofa, or whatever the case may be. So thank you for visiting my channel. Like I said, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already subscribed, leave a comment. I will try to, if you have any questions, try to answer them. And thank you for watching day 2 of our 12 days of Christmas.